Overnight, MTV's Video Music Awards kicking off with a tribute to Chadwick Boseman.
We dedicate tonight's show to a man whose spirit touched so many. His impact lives forever.
Let's go play around.
On the screen, he often portrayed real-life icons. From James Brown in Get On Up.
You got lawyers now.
To former Supreme Court Justice Thurgood Marshall.
No, get me up!
And baseball legend Jackie Robinson. But it was his role as the fictional Black Panther that made Boseman a hero in his own right. The groundbreaking lead role of a powerful African king and superhero was a first for a big-budget film. The movie would go on to become a cultural phenomenon, something Boseman spoke to Willie about in 2018.
What do you think are people responding to?
I think there's a thirst for these images. So there's a thirst for a Black superhero.
Still, the spotlight came as a surprise for the South Carolina native who majored in directing at Howard University.
Never really saw myself doing this. Never really saw myself being on stage or being in front of the camera.
Now, tributes are pouring in for the 43-year-old who died after a 4-year battle with colon cancer, a diagnosis he never spoke about publicly.
The way he handled his life and managing cancer with such humility and grace and dignity lets us all know that he truly was a superhero.
The message from his family sharing the heartbreaking announcement, now the most liked tweet in history. Over the weekend, the NBA observing a moment of silence.
We finally had our Black superhero, and to lose that is sad in our community.
On social media, friends and young fans mourn the loss of the on-screen king. In an emotional letter, Black Panther director Ryan Coogler writing in part, Boseman was an epic firework display. In African cultures, we often refer to loved ones that have passed on as ancestors. It is with a heavy heart that I have to reckon with the fact that Chad is an ancestor now. President Barack Obama also writing, to be young, gifted, and Black, to use that power to give them heroes to look up to do it all while in pain. What a use of his years.
We all know what it's like to be told that there is not a place for you to be featured, yet you are young, gifted, and Black.
While battling cancer privately, Boseman filmed 7 movies, a courageous act that perhaps prepared him for his greatest role.
We all have a superhero in us. We feel like we can do things that are beyond, comprehension.
And guys, Disney says a sequel to Black Panther is in pre-production. No word on how they'll handle the death of Boseman, but he will be in a movie premiering later this year on Netflix. This one hit us all pretty hard this weekend. I think, and Willie, you talked about this earlier this morning, he was so regal on screen and off screen. And I remember when he was here not too long ago, and I'm proudly showing a picture of my boys dressed up as Black Panther, and he was so gracious. And I think he just embodied a real-life superhero. And again, we had no idea what he was going through. No idea.
There was this clip on Sirius XM where he was talking about how these young kids had cancer and they were holding on to see the film start, and you didn't even realize that Chadwick himself was going through it at that very time.
Yeah, he's an amazing guy. He had such dignity to him and such class and obviously such an incredible talent. The first time I interviewed him was on the set of Get On Up when he was playing James Brown. It was before he'd really been a star, and Mick Jagger was an executive producer. He was in the room and we were watching him. We were watching Chadwick perform on stage, and Mick Jagger said, that guy is a superstar. He already is, but the world is about to know.
Wow.
And boy, wasn't he right. What a star, and as you say, Chanel, what a wonderful man. Thank you so much.
Kids admired him, and adults, we admired him too.
That's right.